Hi there, Joel from Jonesy's Off-Road and Jonesy's Auto Club, and the only day that is more exciting than when these cars get dropped off and we get to start a new project is the day that they leave. And so this 1997 Lexus Land Cruiser with a Cummins 4BT that we unfortunately inherited from another shop because they just could not get it done, is finished. Okay, some of the things that we did to it. We fixed the airbox because the old airbox could not actually clear the hood and would not allow the hood to close. We redid the upper radiator hose. We tidied up all of the wiring, installed an auxiliary fuse block, tied both of these wire batteries together, wrapped all of the turbo, and then finished up the last remaining 25% of this botched conversion. And so now we have finally tested it as much as we feel we need to test it, and we are ready to go on its final test drive before I call the customer and tell him to come pick up his rig. So some other kind of modifications, add-ons that we've done. We added a winch to the front, equipped with the ARB bumper. Also outfitted it with LED auxiliary lighting in the front, a light bar in the front, and then two pods in the back for auxiliary reverse lights. And then we pretty much just finished up all of the little stuff that takes so much time when you're doing one of these custom engine installs. Can't go through the whole entire list because that would be a really boring video. But needless to say, it has become obvious why the other shop abandoned ship and went out of business because they couldn't get it done. So anyway, we finished it up. It's a great vehicle, one of the very few that is powered by a Cummins 4BT, and we'll do a quick walk around here. You can see all of the details of the install. It looks like it's meant to be there, and then we will start it up and do a nice test drive. Okay, test drive time. So these, the best thing about 4BTs is that they sound like a tractor, which is also the worst part about 4BTs. Okay, we are in the Lexus 4BT powered Land Cruiser, and just kind of quickly go through some of the details about this. First thing you guys might notice is the vibration. Look at the shifter, the transfer case. That is pretty common for the 4BTs. They're not nearly as balanced as the 6BTs. The 6BTs are a little bit smoother running engine. So we will put it in gear, and obviously when the torque converter kind of loads up a little bit, the vibration gets a little bit worse. Also, the 4BT takes a little while for it to get actually warmed up. Once it gets warmed up, it actually makes for a pretty decent driving experience. So we'll kind of head out on the shop here, out of the shop, and hit the road. Now, if you are considering doing one of these conversions yourself, you should definitely do a whole lot of research before you start. I'll just pull off right in front of this guy. The Tercel. Okay, so back on the road. We got some gauges. When you're doing test drives, always a good idea to pay attention to the gauges. We got a boost gauge, we've got a pyrometer, register our exhaust temperature, and we'll just start driving. We calibrated the speedometer, so I know the speedometer is accurate. We're going about 45 miles an hour, and the noise level is really not too bad. You can still feel the vibration in the pedals and in the shifter from the 4BT, but all in all, it's fairly smooth at higher RPMs. Everything kind of definitely smooths out. There you can hear the idle. Now this 4BT, I don't know exactly the specifications on it, but I know it's got a slightly enlarged turbo and I believe they have done some extensive work to the main pump. So this is kind of stark contrast to the Predator being a lot more industrial and less refined in some areas, but more refined in others. So now we're going about almost 50. Power band is a little sluggish until that turbo starts to spool up, which is to be expected. In contrast to the 6BT, I can tell that this one doesn't quite have as much low-end torque, but a lot of fun to drive, and noise level is pretty darn good. 4BTs have kind of a tendency to be fairly gutless in their stock configuration, and this one really is not that way. It's actually pretty good. Tachometer is not calibrated correctly, so that's something we're going to definitely have to look into. These Land Cruisers are very receptive to these diesel conversions. They really actually are a great candidate for this type of an engine. In terms of fuel economy and mileage, you know, it's really hard to say. We'll get some testing on it and see how well it does, but so far it seems like the fuel economy actually would be pretty good. It's not a rocket ship by any stretch of the imagination, but they weren't anyway, even with the gas engine. So, as with all these test drives, they're short. We go back to the shop, we check and make sure there's nothing that's leaking, no fire hazards, no problems, and then we'll do this a couple more times today, and owner will come out and he will take delivery. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the Cummins diesel Land Cruiser test drive and walk around, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.